Righto, hello everyone, we are on the road again. But today we're not so fortunate because the weather is not with us, hammering it down. But I suppose that is real life UK, and yes, we're on it again. We are going outdoor lambing, but this time we're heading to Northamptonshire. People have been so generous letting me come around looking at their systems, and this one we're just about an hour away. So it is Bank Holiday Monday. I had a free afternoon, so I thought why not, we'll go over and see another outdoor lambing system. Really excited about this one. Although the weather isn't with us, I think it's going to be a good one. I hope you enjoy, guys. If you do, don't forget to like, subscribe. Let's get to it. So we've just arrived in Leicestershire, right on the edge actually. We're right on the edge by Northamptonshire, aren't we?
Yeah. And
we're here today with James Horn, that is correct, isn't it?
Correct, yeah.
I'm really bad with names. So James is running a flock of Romneys.
Yeah.
And do you want to tell us a bit more about the background, the size of the flock and what you're doing?
Yeah. So, well, I used to run mules in a share farm with an arable farmer. We split partnership 2 years. This is my second lambing on my own. I went all down the Romney route. I don't have any sheds or anything, so everything's outside. We're built up to, there's about 650, 670 ewes, and I took 250 ewe lambs. We did have a real bad homunculus problem, so I only had 195 got in lamb. So.
Still not bad, no, like for you lamb, that's not bad.
No, you take every, I always say every lamb's a bonus lamb, but no, I'm happy, and to be fair, they're lambing really well. Targets, don't know, would like to pub talk, it's nice to get to 1,000 sheep, isn't it? Whether we'll get there or not, I don't know. Land dictates that.
That'd be cool. We'll have a look round, talk with James, talk about all the details, and walk and talk. And what will you have scanned at as a whole?
The ewes did 174, which is about right. You just add threes. You get above 175, you just add in threes, and outside that is they're your losses. You get, she has 2 live and 1 born in a sack, and you don't want them outside. You'd be better to scan 1.6 outside than 1.8, if you know what I mean. And
do you deliberately not flush as much because of that?
No, I don't flush anything, mainly because we don't have the grass, like in middle of November, we don't have the quality. A lot of this is scheme grass, which I have to shut up anyway. So, this field that we're in now, these are, I raddle everything and change the raddle mark every week. So you can batch them, so you know when they're going to lie. You never get it 100% right, but you get it, you try and get it. So these are all within like a week today. These sheep in this field have, well, they're about finished. And then do you have a batch in another field, or are they across? So the field, I don't know whether you can see over the hedge, they were red bums, they were first week. These are green, and then the purples are on another farm just at the end. Do you just put the tup in for 3 weeks then? No, the ewe lambs had it for 4. And the ewes I did leave in because I didn't get round to getting them out. But that's just farming though. You don't want to be lambing too long. The ewe lambs I definitely don't want to be lambing, because you get into May, and if you're not here as much, you get big lambs and heads stuck. And when you'll start the ewe lambs how many weeks after the ewes? Well, and I start the ewe lambs 10 days in front of the ewes. I see. Because whilst I've got a bit of energy, and patience with them, and plus, you finish at the same time then, rather than drag on another. I'd rather leave a ewe to lamb on her own in May than a ewe lamb. If I don't get shepherding at night or whatever, for whatever reason, I'd rather it be a ewe. Which it's always those final 10, like where you just leave them in the field, and if you're not careful, that's where you get all your losses. I'd rather it be a ewe. Like I say, a ewe lamb, they need a bit more care and attention, whereas the ewes, like I say, there's 650 odd ewes, and if we've lambed 20, that'd be on the high end. You don't pull many. No. And as you've had the Romneys for ages, when you come around to your own replacements, have you found them perform better? Yeah, definitely. So last year we lambed 120 ewe lambs, and the Thaves are lambing now. And the one, I think we had 120, I think it was 110 in lamb. and they are much better mums and dry faves than we've lambed in previous years. Yeah. It's so, I find it really rewarding lambing a ewe lamb. Knowing that I've delivered that lamb, I've kept it alive, I've grown it big enough to put to the ram, and then watching them run around with lambs, I find it rewarding.
And then some people are different. Would you keep ewes out of a ewe lamb or no?
No, I put them to all the ewe. I've actually gone to a chamois tup this time.
That it's very interesting. A lot of people I'm outside, they've got similar thoughts. Like, I've been a couple of places they use chamois on ewe lambs.
Yeah, and to be honest, I used last year I used Aber Blacks on ewe lambs. They just got big at the end. The singles just got plenty big enough. But the tegs are in there that are lambing. Chamois, they spit them out. They're not very big, but they get up, they suck, and they have the lambs, and that's all I want. Out of them.
How do you go on with those flag tags? So I've seen them before. Is that so you don't have, because you're scanning them in?
So basically, we've had a disaster this year. So I normally write. So each year group of sheep have a different colour. And the last 2 colours over last winter in that rain, all the numbers rubbed off. Right. So normally what we do is we record. That flag tag is the user EID number. And then I'll record her lamb. I'll tag their lambs at 12 hours old. Right. And record them to their mum. In theory, we're trying to build a better flock. If I don't like a sheep for whatever, bad motherings, tough lambings, I don't keep the ewe lambs. It's a work in progress. And it's hard because obviously you're trying to up the numbers too. Yeah, well, that's it. So if you're too harsh, you end up staying at the same place. For too long, so we're trying. It's not. It's by no means a finished article. Trying to get a better flock. It's about being easy outside. It's about having ewes that get the lambs up and get them up and suck. The ones that bugger off with one, it's no good. And do you find the ones that have one, are they harder lambing than the twins, triplets, or not much different? To be honest, this is, again, it's all new. I'm learning on the job. I'm by no means right in what I do, but this year I've given all the twins and the triplets the best grazing, and I've got the singles on another farm, real tight. They're grazing pretty much tarmac, and there's about 150 singles there, and I think I've pulled 3. So touch wood so far. Like I say, we've got another week left of lambing yet. But they have been. That'll be something I take into next year. Not be afraid to tighten them up. So, what kind of weights do you want your ewe lambs at if you're going to talk this? Because every farm I've been to that's lambed outside, they all lamb ewe lambs. Whereas we don't, and I think we have done. And if we get the management right, we can get back to it. And like you say, using chamois and stuff like that, it's the kind of how you manage them. Not they are a management group in themselves, but we'll tup them at, like I say, I'm trying to build numbers. So if you're too harsh, you don't end up with any sheep. But 42 kilos is plenty. Like I don't want a 80 kilo ewe. I want a 70, 65, 70 kilo ewe at the end. So I don't mind if they're, and I wean them at. Well, I wean them when the youngest lamb is 8 weeks old. And then give them good grazing all summer, and get the size after they've after they've had the lamb. Like, I think my problem in the past, I've treated ewe lambs too much like a single ewe. You can't. Well, I did the first year. And you've got every group, it's like twins, trip, but you just treat them as a different group. Don't try and copy what you do. No, that is exactly it. The ewe lambs really like I say, it is rewarding. Lambing your sheep that you've bred, you've grown. It is rewarding, but you do have to give them special treatment all the way through. Right from weaning, you put them on the best grass to get them up to weight. I tup on. I'm very fortunate that there's a couple of dairy farms locally that I sort of go on there in October, and the ewe lambs will stop there till Christmas. So, and then are you harsher on them that last trimester so you don't end up with bigger lambs? I have. This year I haven't been, because I didn't think, I struggled with homuncus last autumn. And the ewe lambs got dragged back. So this time I've lambed them on the best grass. And touch wood, they've been okay. I pulled a few. Like, that's just management though. Like every year's different. So so last year when we lambed them, I literally, a week before lambing, I put them in a 8-acre field, 120 ewe lambs. So the first ones had got grass, but by the end, they were grazing soil. Keep them as fit as you can, as long as you can. But they spit them out. But it is, you do have to manage them a lot differently to a ewe. They know where the lambs are. You drive in here and there'll be 2 lambs sat on their own. I don't know who your mum is, because we don't mark anything, or colour anything up. and you drive in the field, and all you do is drive on the quad bike and give it the old meh, and a sheep ears will prick up.
Yeah, and they'll run over.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I find it really rewarding just being with people and seeing how they are outdoor land, because it's literally, you just trust the sheep.
Yeah, you have to trust. Like I say, they know more than I do. Like we interfere and make things hard work. A genuine outdoor flock might not come shepherding and might not pick. Like I say, we drive around and ring. I'm picking the lambs up. I know they've sucked. I know they've got a belly full of milk. I've been brought up inside lambing. You're brought up to keep every lamb alive. Yeah. And all right, it's outside lambing, but if you're still want to keep every lamb alive. Sheep are valuable. Yeah. Lambs are dear. Like every lamb you can save goes on the bottom line. And it's not only that. It's like if a ewe lost one lamb because it was hungry, is she one quartered? Yeah. Do I need to kill her? Yeah. Like to get rid of her? Like
would you, if they do lose like hungry lamb, would you go and catch that ewe to check?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, normally, I mean, that's why Emily's coming to her own. Yeah. Like she's driving around picking hungry lambs up, and we've gone old school and we've put yellow cable ties in any one quartered ewes this time, just to get rid of them, because like you don't want to be losing lambs for a one quartered ewe, and they might have reared 2 last year and just not come down with this time. Who knows? But no, we pick everything up. I mean, I'll go round, like say, 6:30 in the morning and sort problems out and pick lambs up and check they've got a belly full of. Well, you can always tell if a lamb runs off with its mother. And you can tell a hungry lamb. He'll go around again, rubber ringing and ear tagging at lunchtime, so she's picking that lamb up again. So it's a lot of. Some people will say we're doing too much interfering outside lambing, but I don't think we are.
I think it's really important, if you want to breed high quality ewes, that you are recording that information with the tags and stuff like that. If you don't do that, it's basically off ice, so you're then going back many years.
And we all think we're good shepherds. Like I say, if you're just driving around a field quickly just to check lambs are up, you're going to lose lambs hungry or lost, or I mean we have lambs that, well, we think are lost. They're probably not, but we think they're lost. So if we're going to that lamb and picking it up, then I know it's got a belly full of milk. And if they've got a belly full of milk, they generally live. They're generally fine. So no, we probably do it more than some outside lambing, but at the end of the day, I've got staff. I'm paying her. There's no point of sitting in the shed talking. Like she's got to be out here earning her keep and keeping them lambs alive.
You was telling me earlier, a lot of this grass is schemed, so you have to manage it a little bit differently.
Yeah, so a lot of this, I mean, again, this is my biggest downfall. I don't own any land. It's all on short-term grass keeps. So, which I'm fortunate, I'm not that, but I am at high risk that if my landlord said we're selling up or the SFI's gone, it's going back to wheat, then I'm a lot of acres down pretty quick.
Do you do much grazing on other arable land?
Yeah, I try and got a few arable farms that we go on in the winter.
So that makes up for the time you're not on here.
So this particular field that we're in, I'm meant to be off it on October the 1st and not come back till the end of March. It's a long, if my whole farm was like that, it's a long time to find home for. Like I say, we sell a few fat lambs in the summer months, but a lot of our lambs will go through the winter months. If you've got your ewes to get through the winter and your lambs, it's a lot of mouths to feed. That's my biggest headache. Winter. But again, I am under no illusion that if the SFI goes and my tenant says it's going back to wheat, then I've got nowhere to go.
But it's trust too. Like the whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you try and do a good job. I try and pride myself on, like I say, making farm. I always say I'll farm your land, like it's my own. And
it shows, because you were telling me earlier off camera about the sustainable farmer of the year stuff, and it shows it's working.
I've got to keep people on side. There's no point making enemies in my situation. So I try and keep everywhere looking green as long as we can. And actually the clover helps. In a dry year, the clover keeps growing. These, like I said, by what I'm doing by no means is the right way, but it works for me. We'll wean these in July, middle of July.
How old will that be,
well, where are we now? 22nd of April, 21st of April. So
May, June, 12, 14.
12, 14
weeks.
So, and then give the lamb like the ewes will get fat sat under a tree.
Yeah,
put weight back on really easily.
Yeah.
And then prioritise the best grazing for lambs.
And how do you aim to finish the lambs? Like
all of the lambs go off either grass and clover or cover crops in the winter. I've got these arable farms. Nothing has creep. And then you've got to be prepared to have lambs now. I've got 70 hogs left. I should have sold them 2 weeks ago when the price was good.
And do they go live or dead weight?
No, dead weight. Everything goes. Everything goes farmers fresh.
What I find really interesting is we've just walked through a field when we were talking before and coming to a fresh field with more grass. So you've been drift lambing?
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, again, this is the first time I've done it, and it's all a bit of trial and error, but we split a field into 3, lambed. I tup everything on raddle marks, so change after a week. So these are green bums. Probably was about 100 ewes out here, 120, something like that, and I just thought it was going to be a bit thick with ewes and baby lambs, so it was more by luck than by judgment. But we pushed 30 odd ewes through without lambs on Friday, just into another paddock, which actually was a bad thing because then Saturday morning there was 15 of them with lambs. So it was a bit carnage on Saturday, but that's trial and error. I've never done that before. It was.
Will you do it again?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think I'd probably do it earlier in the cycle. Like I'd probably have 2 paddocks empty, and probably after 3 or 4 days push some out, and another 3 or 4. Not wait till right at the end and then shove what's left out. It's trial and error. By no means am I doing it right. It's just trying to make life as easy as we can.
Obviously this year the weather's been amazing. We had a wet day today, but in the grand scheme of things it's not too bad. No,
it's warm. That's the main
thing.
So
lambing outside with bad weather this year's amazing. What's the other side to
Stressful.
it?
You almost feel like you can't do anything.
Like,
again, it goes back to you have to trust the sheep. You have to you have to believe that they know more than you. And
are the lambs fairly hardy to it, as long as it don't go extreme?
I mean, hey, last year it was an absolute, like I say, some of these fields I couldn't drive in my truck till May, let alone like we were making ruts with a quad bike, and it was awful, and you really had to, you really had to get your head down and plug away and keep telling yourself it was going to get better. But the sheep do. There was numerous times I drove out of a field at 7 o'clock at night, chucking it down with rain.
And you're just praying.
And you just think, what am I going to pick up dead in the morning? And even young sheep, Faye's first-time mums, would have them lambs running with them the next morning.
It surprised you.
The faster they can get up and drink, then they're fine. If they don't get up and suck, that's when you. That's like say, that's when you get hypothermic. You're fetching. I mean, last year every time I drove around, my truck was just constantly running in the shed with lambs in the footwell with the heaters on. It was a nightmare. But like I say, we still had lambs to sell. The ewes did well, and that's half the reason I went for this breed. I went and looked round at a few breeds, and everyone just said the Romneys they just get the lambs up. The lambs are vigorous. They bounce off the floor, and to be honest, they really do. Until you see it, until you're here on a wet day, a cold day. It's raining now, but it's warm. The soil's warm. The lambs aren't going to be getting cold.
It's interesting. The whole of the UK, there's loads and loads of breeds, but when you go to outdoor lambing, the more
people refine it.
And there's only probably 3 or 4 or 5 breeds that people use. None of these fancy breeds. No. They're all mollycoddle. Like I'm biased because of Clins, but Romneys, Clins, Ixanas.
They are all bred.
And obviously you get like blackies and stuff in the hills, that's a bit different.
Different ball game. We're
fortunate. There isn't too many breeds, is there, which you would lamb outside?
No, I mean, I've spoke to people that have tried Romneys and ended up going back to mules because they just say the number of lambs outweighs, which is fine. If that works for you, but for me, like I say, they are fantastic mothers. They get the lambs up, they rear the lamb in. I don't know how many we've touched wood so far. This lamb would have been a fairly good one.
It's impressive, like walking around, just looking at the sheep. They're all up running around. There's no dopey lambs. No. And even one, I haven't seen one lamb, but there was one that was here a minute ago, just lambed, and the lambs are up straight away. Oh, just over there, up straight away. Like,
Well, I did cheat actually. I did pull one of them. The first lamb had got his head stuck out and no feet.
But still, it's up anyway.
Yeah, they want to get up and so. I'd actually like, if I'd got a shed, I'd actually like to shear them in March.
Yeah.
And so they've got no wool on now. We crutch them out and belly the ewe lambs out. But I wouldn't be against shearing them in.
No. Especially if it stays like this.
Well, this year would have been perfect. Last year would have been dreadful.
Is there any anything I've not asked that you'd say definitely we need to think about lambing outside?
Are you going to change breed, or are you going to keep the clins and
keep the clins? Yeah.
No, I think you.
I think my opinion, the first year or two will be tough because you'll find out which ewes
can stand it.
Yeah. And
don't be afraid to run your singles hard.
Yeah.
Like I say, don't be afraid. Like I used to lamb them here, and you'd lose ones with big heads. It's so frustrating. But this year, I'm learning on the job, so don't take my word for it. But I've really run my singles hard this time, and they've, touch wood, they've spat the lambs out really well.
I'm tempted by shedding sheep, but that's just me thinking about
the LLeyn type,
or or something.
Yeah.
I know there's like all sorts now popping up, isn't there? It's just
crossbreed them. Well, you could put them on your clins, I bet.
Yeah, well, I was almost tempted to put them on the Ulams, but I need to know how they should lamb easy.
Yeah, quite a few people. I've heard of quite a few people lambing Ulams to wool shedding sheep.
Yeah. And do it that way was my thinking, but I've got a lot of things in my head.
And you will have, and you'll figure it out as you go along, and something will work.
Yeah.
You just don't be afraid to change.
No.
Like if it doesn't work, don't do it next year.
No, don't be stubborn kind of thing. Like don't be afraid to cull out sheep or sell sheep that don't work in your system, because they might be very good in the shed, but they might not suit outdoors.
No, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like I say, and then when you're building numbers, it's so hard to kill good sheep.
Yeah.
Like you say, when they are good sheep in your system, it's so hard, it's so mentally tough just to go like she's going to go because she hasn't done anything wrong. But when you get up to your numbers, you can be a bit more ruthless, I suppose.
I've just thought one other thing. With age of ewes, do you find as the ewes get older with bag size and teat sizes, do you have more problems?
Yeah, anything with a big bag comes in the pen until the lambs have sucked it down, and then she'll go. Right.
Because will you put a cable tie in the rear?
Yeah. I mean, record it on the reader.
Or tie.
Sorry. No, but we're not there. We're not, like I say, we are keeping it simple with cable ties and stuff. But no, I won't keep them because
that's another. I see all these little things. It's when you get pushed for time, it's finding a simple thing you can do so that you don't lose track for later on.
Yeah. And when you're in the thick of lambing, we all when we're in the thick of lambing, and then you stop and you're like, what? I've had to write on my phone yellow cable tie. Like you know when you get to next summer, you're like, why have all these sheep got yellow cable ties? But no, it is about cutting your losses. And you gotta make sheep work for you as much as they work for you. Like, do you know what I mean?
So obviously you tag everything at birth, like you said before. Is there certain things that you record as you go? Yeah,
so we run a Zion handheld computer.
Yeah.
And when you click the use tag in, it'll ask you if the lamb's okay.
Yeah.
If you assisted it.
Yeah.
What sex it is.
Naturally, just it'll pop up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You go through it. Every lamb goes through a cycle. So, and you can add anything in. You can add if she's, like say, if that ewes run off and left one. Yeah. You can scan that in. Yeah. So she's not a good mother.
It's impressive because then when you look back, these are things you forget, and then you look back, oh, maybe don't choose that one.
Yeah, that's it. So no, you can set it to how you like. I'm pretty simple. Like I say, it's more assisting at birth. And if you have to pull them, then I won't keep females off ewes that I've had real difficult lambings. Yeah. You just want them lambs to be spat out at the end of the day, get up and suck.
So the last thing we've come to look at, and this is the most impressive thing with outdoor lambing, is how little stuff you have in a shed.
Yeah, we've got 6 pens set up and a load of cades.
And pretty much the only things anything with difficult lambing, are they all the ewe lambs?
So if we pull a ewe lamb, we'll just pen her up for 12 hours just so she gets that bond.
Yeah.
And then anything that comes in is big bags.
Cool.
Lambs need sucking and problems. She had a dead single
Yeah,
and a head yoke.
just to adopt it on.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
try and
Yeah,
get
yeah.
some lambs away, but yeah. And then obviously we lift twins off singles and threes, so I think we've got 50 odd cages at the minute. So.
And it's fairly simple. Settle with the cage, just got a teat in
teat bar and cold milk and
easy.
Teach yourself to do it.
Yeah.
And they do, to be fair.
Yeah.
Mum does the cage. I haven't got the patience. I'll take control then and take credit.
No, I'd just like to say a massive thank you for having me. I've learnt a lot today and just picking up different things from different farms.
Yeah, it's grand.
Thank you so much for having me.